I'm arresting you for the murder of Ahmed Dinjar on the 2nd of April 2017 on Freemasons Road. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court.
They're saying this is the moment that UK drill rapper CB knew it was all over, caught live on the police's body cam. To understand this story fully, we need to go back April 2nd, 2017 and talk about the murder of the 21-year-old Ahmed Dinjar, a member of the Custom House gang. Allegedly, he was fatally stabbed during an unprovoked attack outside an off license near Custom House Station, Newham. We actually got CCTV of that incident unfolded. He had just bought a lighter inside the store, and two attackers, later identified as CB and another man, both 19 years old, ambushed him in broad daylight. He fought back desperately but succumbed to his injuries shortly after. The attack was captured on graphic CCTV, showing the pair fleeing the scene, and the motive was allegedly gang rivalry between Wood Grange and the Custom House. On the CCTV footage that was provided to the police at that off-licence incident, you can see them attacking him in the shop. These are the last moments of this guy's life caught on camera, and a massive aggravating factor. At your off-licence, you will see a local grandma, you see a local normal worker getting a vape and basic essentials to go to work. This will amplify your sentence later down the line. You're not only endangering other so-called gang members, but just normal people in public by rummaging around the offie license like that. So these guys just make off from the scene they're caught on CCTV again, and the police would struggle to solve this case. This man lost his life and he was a target of a ride out at the local offie license. One of the men in this case, CB, begins seriously pursuing music, releasing early tracks, and the prosecutors later linked it to the murder. His lyrics include boasting, no face, no case. They interpret him as basically celebrating having that balaclava disguise, using this stabbing to avoid identification. He admits in court to being a Wood Grange gang member and tying his music to in July 2018. This guy is in Wood Grange, part of a gang convoy targeting E11 rivals, armored weapons including a sawn-off shotgun, knives and an axe, machete and a zombie knife, and the group were chased by police across London. CB exits the vehicle wearing a frightening clown mask and points the shotgun at officers, and all four are arrested after a dramatic pursuit. Do you know how much of a dramatic case it has to be for police to give the body cam footage to the press to show how much of a danger to the public this was? They're making off from the police. But anyway, over this situation, CB ends up getting 23 years in prison for grievous body harm with intent and possession of a firearm. The court notes a pre-ride out YouTube video of him glorifying the gang rivalries. He was serving his prison time in 2017 for this situation, but a murder investigation for the case we spoke about at the start of this video was still ongoing. Bro, this was not a normal situation, and we need to get into what happened. So basically, around 6 PM, a convoy of 4 vehicles, including a stolen Mercedes and a VW Golf, carrying members of the Wood Grange gang, E7 postcode, sets out from Forest Gate, East London. The target is rival gang members from Leighton area, the E11 postcode, amid the ongoing back and forth. So it says CB, then 20, is one of the 4 men in this car, names withheld for legal reasons. The group is armed with a sawn-off shotgun, knives and an axe and a machete, and even a zombie knife stashed in the vehicle. Now we have pictures of this as well that were released. The convoy of cars are spotted at first as the members exit the vehicle brandishing weapons, shouting E17 talks. Police, alerted by public tip-off, initiate a pursuit after spotting the armed group. A high-speed chase ensures across East London, speeds reaching 70 miles an hour, and the police were not giving up. CB in a Mercedes has a frightening clown mask, later linked to draw video aesthetics, and leans out the window pointing a loaded shotgun at pursuing officers. The chase ends when the Mercedes crashes into a bollard on a high road. All 4 flee on foot but are apprehended within 20 minutes of a helicopter assisted search. No shots are fired and no rivals are harmed, but the brazen nature shocks the community and police seize the weapons, including the shotgun with 1 live round. All 4, including CB, are arrested at the scene shortly after. Forensic teams recover fingerprints and DNA of the weapons and CB's prints on the shotgun. Police seize phones showing pre-ride out plans at what they had stopped via WhatsApp, including a group chat titled E7 Soldiers. A YouTube drill video uploaded by CB days earlier featuring him rapping about E7 dominance with a clown mask is cited as intent. CB faces conspiracy to cause grievous body harm with intent and possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life, and the others face similar charges. CB is remanded into custody at HMP Woodland Scrubs, awaiting trial. His legal team argues the clown mask was performance art, not criminal intent. The Crown Prosecution Service puts forward evidence including witness statements from officers and CCTV of the chase. The case is fast-tracked due to public safety concerns over gang activity. So we actually got a trial on March 1st, 2019. It was held over 2 days at the Old Bailey. The prosecution, led by a man called Mark Haywood, argues the riot was a premeditated attack on rivals, with CB as the aggressor due to the shotgun threat. CB pleads guilty to possession but denies intent to harm, claiming the chase escalated spontaneously. His dual career is cited as a mitigating factor by his barrister, saying he's got something to work on here. Conspiracy to cause GBH with intent with a firearm, possession. CB received 20 years, 15 years custodial and 5 on license, reflecting his leadership role and firearm use. The judge notes your actions endangered life, and you glorify violence through your music. The other 3 received sentence totaling 3 years, indicating lesser involvement. They were just in the car. With periodic parole reviews, he's got a 20-year long term at this time, but it's about to overlap with his 2017 murder investigation. It actually come up somewhere that by 2024 he's likely going to be released on license after serving 5 years of good behaviour, but obviously we get into this other murder case. From behind bars, he stayed active. CB released a Driller's Perspective 2 in July 2022 from behind bars, maintaining his drill present. Advances in forensics and witness testimonies and analysis of the CCTV and the comparisons to his lyrics actually helped link him to the 2017 stabbing during this period. His friend is also identified as an accomplice. What I'm saying right now might sound kind of far-fetched, but it's actually true. Anyone that raps and commits crime makes it so easy for the police. They're literally getting out a bag of popcorn and loading up every single drill video, taking some notes, and they're using that against these rappers. And it is actual sufficient evidence right now if it links to the crime in any way, even if you are just talking about the life you come from. In the UK, especially right now, every single case is including tons of their lyrics. Between September and October 2025, a trial at the Old Bailey is starting between CB and Ketia, both now 27. They're going on trial for the man's murder, for Dean Jar's murder, the man on CCTV earlier that we had showed. The CCTV uses gang evidence, lyrics as proof, and CB admits Woodgrange membership but denies the stabbing. His accomplice denies gang ties altogether, and the trial highlights the no face, no case and a brag as ironic given the CCTV capture. They even show the body cam footage of them being arrested.
Yes. Everything's suspicion, okay, when I arrest you. I'll read the date out to you in a second.
No problem. So where can we go? Where's the lounge? Yeah, we'll all come in.
So, I'm arresting you for murder regarding the incident that occurred on the 2nd of April in 2017, alright? In BJ Wines on Freemasons Road, E16, okay? When Ahmed Dean Jar was stabbed to death.
You can hear him, his accomplice, in his video saying, I've already been arrested for this. What usually happens in these cases that I've seen when I look through them is they get arrested, they get taken in, and there used to be something called bail. Sometimes they do that if there's a risk for more offences, but usually it's released under investigation. And you can be released under investigation for a long time as they look for more evidence. And that's obviously what's happened to these two, and now it's finally caught up with them all these years later because they got the proof they need. It looks like this guy's been picked up directly from his home, that he's not in jail right now, but I think CB, during the timestamps of the body cam, it looked like he would have been brought from prison to the custody suite to be served with more offences.
Okay. Okay. But further evidence comes to light. Okay, that's my necessity. Okay. And special warning is an interview. Okay, so prompts an effective investigation, so you place an interview, yeah, and discuss what's happening, okay? You do not have to say anything that may harm your defence. Do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court. Anything.
Makinsoji, I'm arresting you for the murder of Ahmed Dean Jar.
When looking at this footage, we got to remember CB's already serving a massive sentence and he's getting through it. He's been in jail since 2017, so we're looking at least 8 years knocked off the clock already. He's looking forward to his future, nothing's come up, and now they've got another case on him that's going to extend his sentence. They're saying he may never get out of prison again with 2 serious cases.
On the 2nd of April 2017 on Freemasons Road, you do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do so may be given in evidence. The grounds for your arrest are for a prompt and effective investigation by means of taped interview at a police custody.
So what's going on now? You're going to go to a custody facility where you'll be interviewed. You come back here. Okay.
The time of your arrest is 9:03.
Okay. When you then... Okay.
And the story behind the victim in this case was sad. Like, this guy just went down to a shop, got the casual staff a lighter for a cigarette, Two Masters Silence wearing black balaclavas, these guys in hoodie tracksuits and gloves emerged from a nearby alley, a parked vehicle, and unconfirmed if it was a Mercedes involved, but they said it was a similar sort of car to that, so they were obviously plotting something to do to this guy. The pair charges at him unprovoked, shouting gang talks like E7, Woodgrange's postcode call. The accomplice allegedly grabs him from behind, pinning his arms. A fierce 20 to 30 second struggle. The guy fights back, fiercely landing punches and breaking free momentarily. He pleads, "What have I done?" while defending himself. It said that if he was involved in gang crime, it was low level. They say it was actually CB, they reckon, that delivered the fatal stab, a single deep wound to the heart with a concealed knife, like a Rambo or lock knife, common in gang attacks. The blood sprays visibly on CCTV, and he collapses inside the doorway, gasping and clutching his chest. The attackers flee on foot towards Woodgrange Road, discarding gloves en route, later recovered with partial DNA traces. Obviously, with the victim, this is so disgusting and brutal, a man laying out there so young and loses his life, but it was put in the media a fellow gang member, gang rivalry, but it's still someone's child, so rest in peace to him. They say the shopkeeper called 999 and he's rushed to Newham General Hospital but dies en route from cardiac heart rupture. Post-mortem confirms the blade penetrated 15 centimeters, severing major arteries, and no murder weapon was recovered, but forensics say matched knife traces to similar E7 linked crime. So this knife was being thrown around a lot. It says Woodgrange versus Custom House in court, a few dates from the early 2010s fueled by drug turf wars in Newham Dock area. Prior incidents include shootings, stabbings, and the victim wasn't a direct target but symbolized E16. Prosecutors just called it a revenge hit amid escalating postcode B. It says that CB was only 19 at the time, an aspiring drill rapper. The man with him, 19 at the time, from nearby, denied gang ties, but phone records showed Woodgrange associates described as an enforcer who restrained the victim, Dinjar. They're saying that COVID basically delayed the forensics of this case, which took them so long. Enhanced AI upscaled CCTV via Met's police digital unit matched the attackers. Build 5'10", athletic is CB, and the other one at 6'1", stockier, and their discarded gloves yelled low-level DNA, a 1 in 1,000 match for CB. Tracks like No Face, No Case, post 2017 reference balaclavas and the stabbing. Mask up, heart tap, done in a day, grin off the map, no trace, we away. Prosecutors argued this was a digital confession. CB on license from his 20-year sentence, and his accomplice nicked in the dawn raids. Phone pings placed them near the scene. Accomplice texts post-attack discussed handling the mess. So basically this went to the Old Bailey not too long ago. It was described as a brazen execution caught on camera, glorified in songs. They presented 4-hour CCTV footage montage, experts, analysis, and rapper witnesses who were anonymous, confirming E7 slang in lyrics. So CB denied the stabbing. He claimed lyrics were artist fiction and he was at a barbershop at the time. The other guy says wrong place, wrong time, no gang denial, but argued mistaken identity. They debate a lot about the accomplice's role, the restrainer versus the bystander. One of the main things was the no face, no case irony. Both were convicted on all counts. Murder under joint enterprise. CB also faces perverting the course of justice. Charges for his lyrics. CB mandatory life, minimum 25 to 30 years, concurrent with his 20-year term, but recall likely adds time. His accomplice 20 to 25 years, aggravators, premeditation, and youth of the victim. The victim impact, the mother had said, "My son was stolen in seconds. Family received 10k in compensation fund from community donations." This is a guy that 9 months ago was trying to say, sign this so they can free the guys, reinstate the release of certain serious offences halfway through their sentence because they've upped it now, and he actually got 1,400 signatures, and now he's been involved in this case. Nothing's looking really good for him. And things are about to get a whole lot worse as the jury finds both men guilty of murder after deliberation. CB faces a mandatory life sentence with a minimum term yet to be set, while his accomplice is facing a lengthy term as the accomplice sentencing is pending, expected soon at the Old Bailey. In the case underscores ongoing issues with drill music, ties to real life violence in London's gang culture. The problem that usually happens with these drill rappers time and time again is they start making music, and by the time they realize they got millions of views and some talent and something's working for them, they already got pending cases and actually involved in real life drills. Some of the best drill rappers are actually doing it in real life and the music just feels authentic. That is the problem. The best drill music we're getting are usually from the guys that are actually doing stuff. And many drill rappers try to maintain a career and be creative and release music from behind bars, getting it mixed, but actually Still Woody CB, the actual Instagram account, put up, "Thanks Daily Mirror for getting my cell spun." When he drops freestyles, you get the usual articles, the drill rapper been sentenced, is releasing stuff from behind bars to glorify violence. And obviously that means he cannot maintain his career from behind bars at all either. With the victim in this case, the police actually really struggled with this one for a long time. I'm not sure if anyone come forward, but I remember seeing the articles on the BBC basically saying police offer a £20,000 reward for people to come forward. Usually people never do, but maybe the police just pieced it together in the end. With them getting caught, some of the lyrics are so direct. There's a song that CB has called The Things, one of his most popular songs, 7.8 million views on Grime Daily, and on that he says it was me in that black hoodie. These are some of the lyrics they was looking at, and of course the man that they was appealing to try and find had a black hoodie in that shop. Many people would say that he wore balaclavas and stuff, even the police did, but in this video at the end, he shows his face as well. It could have been anyone with CB that day. You're better off staying away from any situation you could end up like this. Look at the sentences they're dishing out nowadays. CB put up a story a while back. If you're from London and want to make money, shout me. You could have been tagging along with this guy who was a menace around London.